All right, today we are looking at a couple of ways to use the calculator to help us find some answers. So in our first two questions, we are looking for solutions. He's both say a solution. When we see this word solution, we're thinking about an answer to an equation. So when we use the calculator for this, we're going to get two different answers. The calculator will either give us a 0 or the calculator will give us a 1. If we get a 0, what this means is that the answer is false. It is a wrong answer. If we get a 1, it tells us that the answer is true, or that we have a correct answer. So we'll look at what this means with a couple examples. So in the first example, this says, is -2, 1, a solution, so an answer, for 3x plus y equals 5. So when we have an ordered pair, we know that first number is x and our second number is y. So what I can do is I can take the equation that we have and I can put -2 in place of x and I can put 1 in place of y. So when I do that, so my x is -2, so here I'll put -2, and my y is 1. So here I will put 1. And then I can put this whole thing into my calculator. So I can type in 3 times -2 plus 1. And then to get the equal sign, I'm going to press second math. When I do that, I'll see there's an equal sign right here. So I'll press enter, and now there is an equal sign. So I want it to equal 5. So I'll say equals 5. And then when I press enter, here it says 0. So if we go back up to the top, I can remember that if it says 0, the answer is false or wrong. So if I look at my question, is this point a solution? Well, our calculator said 0, so that means our answer would be no. It is not a solution. So what the calculator did was it said that 3 times -2 is -6, and -6 plus 1 gets us -5. And when we look, -5 is not equal to +5. So that's why the calculator said 0, because when I answer this, these two are not the same number. So no, it is not a solution. For example 2, we want which of the following, or which is not a solution for 2x minus y equals 12. So we're looking for an answer choice that is not a solution. So if we want not a solution, we want to see 0 in the calculator. So I'm going to do each answer choice just like I worked example 1. So I can start with the first one, and here I would do 2, and then instead of x, I'll put 3, minus -6 equals 12. So here I'll do 2 times 3 minus -6, and then again I'll press second math to get the equal sign and type in 12. When I press enter, the calculator said 1. If I'm looking for 0, this is not my answer, because this is a solution. This one is good, so it's not my answer. we try letter B, we'll have 2 times 7 minus 2 equals 12. So again, I'll type that in. 2 times 7 minus 2 equals 12. When I press enter, again, I got a 1. So that means B is not my answer. 2 times negative 4 minus negative 8 equals 12. I type in what I see. 2 times negative 4 minus negative 8. Second math to get my equals. 12, I'll press enter. This time it gave me 0. So this one might be my answer, but let's check D, just make sure. So 2 times negative 8 minus negative 28 equals 12. So I'll type in 2 times negative 8 minus negative 28. Second math to get my equals. Ooh, not 11. 12. And then I'll press enter, and it says 1. So I'm not looking for 1s this time. So C will be my answer because it gave me 0. It is not a solution. So A, B, and D all are solutions. They all are true. All right, we've got one more thing we're going to look at with the calculator, and this is how to write an equation with the calculator. So you will get this paper. You do not need to write all of these big long steps down, but do put the table and what I write. So we need to first put this table into the calculator so then the calculator can give us the equation. So to start, we're going to press stat. So you'll find the green alpha button, then it's X, then there is stat next to it. So when I press stat, I will get this screen and I want to edit. So where it says number 1, I'm going to press enter. And now I'll see all of these rows here. So from my table, I want my first column, which are going to be my X's. X will always be the first column. I'm going to put this in L1, which is also the first column. So I'll start by typing in the number 0, and then I'll press enter, and it goes in the table. So then I want 1, enter, 2, enter, 3, enter, 4, enter, 5, enter. All of my X's are now in L1, and then my second column is going to be Y. So this is my L2. So my second column. Again, I'll type in the number. So I got to go over to L2. So now you can see the black bar is under L2. Now I'm going to start with 14, enter, and you can see on my calculator 0 and 14 are side by side. On my paper, 0 and 14 are side by side. So next I want 12.3, enter. What else? 10.9, enter. 8.6, enter. 6.7, enter. 5, enter. So I have all of my numbers on my calculator. My table on my paper looks like my table on my calculator. So now we're down at step 4. So we want to press stat again. So it's not alpha, not X, but it's this third button. I'll press stat. And now I want to arrow over to calc. So I'm going to go over to where it says calc. And I want number 4, linear regression, linreg. So I'm going to go down to number 4 and press enter. So one thing we need to check is that the X list is L1 and the Y list is L2. So here, X list L1, Y list L2, that is good. So I'm going to go down to calculate. So the black bar is on calculate, and press enter. And now I'm going to get this screen here. So how I put this into my equation, because we're still going to use y equals mx plus b. So I need my slope and I need a y-intercept. So my slope is going to be the letter a. So where m equals, we're going to think about what a equals. And here it's negative 1.83. So I want negative 1.83. And then b, oh, it says b for us. So I want 14.16. So I just took the numbers from the calculator, and now I can take all this number and put it in for the slope, and I can take this number and put it in for the y-intercept. So when I write my final answer, I'll have y equals negative 1.83x plus 14.16. So I put this number here, and I put this number at the end, as you can see in the answer. I'll do one more, just so you can see it again, and then you'll have your practice. So this will be the same steps. I have a table, and I want to write an equation. So again, we're thinking y equals mx plus b. So to start, I'll press stat again. I want to edit, but there's numbers. So to get rid of the numbers, I'm going to arrow up to where it says L2, and then I'll press clear, enter, and all the numbers go away. So I can go over to L1, up to where it says all the numbers at the bottom, press clear, enter, and I'm good to start. So my first column is always my x's. So this will go in L1. So I want 1963, enter, 1974, enter, 1985, enter, 1996. Oh, that's too many nines there. Take one out. Enter. 2007. Again, too many zeros. And 2016. There we go. All right. So I have all of my x's in L1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll arrow over to L2. So here, my second column is Y. These are all L2. So all of these numbers will go in L2. So my first one is 76, enter. 77, enter. Oh, just 77. 77.5, enter. 78, enter, 79, enter, and 79.5, enter. So my table on my calculator looks like my table on my paper. So again, we'll press stat. This time we arrow over to calc, and we want number 4. X list is L1, Y list is L2. So I go down to calculate and press enter. So again, if we think about, we want our M, which is also A. Here I've got 0.06. And then for B, we've got negative 49.51. Negative 49.51. So for my slope, I'm going to plug in the top number. And for my y-intercept, I'm going to plug in the second number. So here is what our final equation should look like. Y equals 0.06x, and then since this is negative, I'll put minus 49.51. And that is my equation. All right, so now you've got a practice with both the solutions and with writing the equations.